Um, on behalf of the organizing committees, we would like to thank you for your attendance contribution to the annual convention success. We are Luân Nguyễn and Tùng Trần as the presentations moderators. Um, we are happy to see all of you here, and we do hope you can leave the presentation with valuable takeaways. Um, we would like to welcome Mrs. Thao Trần as our presenter today with her presentation entitled An Invitation of the Efficiencies of Synchronous and Asynchronous Online Learning Models on English Learners at Vinh Universities. Mrs. Thao Trần is a lecturer, English lecturer at Department of Foreign Languages at Vinh Universities, and her research interests include English pedagogy, testing and assessment, and ICT application in language teachings. Please welcome Mrs. Thao Trần.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Luân Nguyễn, for such a kind introduction about me. So, well, it's my pleasure to be here to present my research. Okay, so let me share the screen, right? Yes. Okay. Yes. So, well, my research with entitled An Investigation the Efficiency of Synchronous and Asynchronous Online Learning Models on English Learner at Vinh University. And my presentation today is divided into the 5 parts. First one, introduction, number 2, literature review, methodology, findings, and the last one, conclusion and recommendation. Okay, so for the introduction, so you know that in the modern digital age educational climate, online learning has become an essential instrument that enables student-centered learning and educational practice, providing new learning methods to make educational opportunity accessible to a wide range of learners. And synchronous and asynchronous learning technology are the 2 most common online learning modes. And you know, at Vinh University has developed its own learning management system, LMS, to provide a virtual learning environment to students in 2017. And the implementation of both synchronous and asynchronous modes can be challenging to the English learner because one is a self-paced system in which the student have to be self-disciplined to keep themselves active. And another challenge of the synchronous education can be the needs of availability of students at a given time, and also the necessary availability of the good bandwidth internet. So maybe learner can, okay, I'm sorry. Learner can feel maybe frustrated with the maybe internet connection, and sometimes they may be thwarted due to the technical problems. And that's why, yeah, so in my research, I aim to answer the 2 following questions. The first one, what are the students' attitude to both modes of online learning? And the second one is how effective are synchronous and asynchronous mode to English learner at Vinh University? And a little bit about literal review. Yes, so what is synchronous learning? You know, synchronous online classes are those that require students and instructor to be online at the same time. And lecture, discussion, and presentation occur at the specific hour. And all students must be online at that specific hour in order to participate. And according to Keegan in 2005, he state that Synchronous language learning is closer to the communicate way of language teaching, learning with whiteboards, video chat, or voice chat, providing immediate feedback to help students improve their language skill. And uh, here are the hallmarks of the synchronous language learning environment. The first, the familiarity of the classroom model, immediate feedback from teacher and fellow students, and the third one, creating content quickly in the classroom. So that is what are the advantages of the synchronous language learning. And what about asynchronous learning? So let me introduce some features, the main characteristic of this mode. So first, asynchronous learning allows learner to take online courses on their own schedule. And instructors provide material, lecture, tests, and assignment that can be assessed at any time. And students may be given a time frame, usually a 1 week window, during which they need to connect at least once or twice. And overall, students are free to contribute whenever they choose. And asynchronous environment grants students, the first one, the freedom to spare and download lecture materials and to watch the content at their own paces, either online or offline. That is from the Raymond in 2016. And according to Abu Salik and Quartinis in 2013, they said, it is claimed that asynchronous environment grants students delay feedback and respond as in email, in discussion boards, and it can be more encouraging for learners to ask questions that require long answer. And also in 1988, McClarty, Clement, and Nuance also said that asynchronous environment can be useful for students who not actively participate in discussion and remain passive reader. Yes, the forum discussion and written exchange of communication can be helpful in discourse development. And also, I would like to introduce to you about the language learning in the both two modes. So you know that effective learning refers to strengthening the relationship between learning processes of collaboration, interaction, participation, and responsibility, and learning objective and outcome. Therefore, the design and implementation of any e-language learning pedagogy should provide maximum support to students for achieving objective and outcome, especially in comparison to traditional face-to-face language learning process, which provide a real-time interaction, immediate feedback, and a feel of human touch. That is from the quote from the Ausha per Vinh in the 2016. And now move to the methodology. Yes, so to conduct this research, participants of this study consists of 220 second year English major students studying General English 2 course at Vinh University. And on the screen, I provide you an image of our learning management system with this course, General English 2. And you know that is from in the school year 2020 and 2021. And to evaluate the effectiveness of two models, the following methods was used. First one, the observation of the participant of the asynchronous and synchronous course in semester 2, school year 2020-2021. And the second, that is the collection of student opinion via a questionnaire about the two modes of foreign language learning language. The questionnaire consists of 15 questions. Both open and closed-ended questions were included in the survey to gain maximum insight about student experiences. And Here are the findings. Okay, so in my questionnaire, I asked the student, the participant, to answer the question about understand about the asynchronous and synchronous online learning modes. And the question is, do you know what is the synchronous and asynchronous online learning? And you can see here for the first one, 70% of the participant, choose they know what is the synchronous online learning. But on the other hand, just only 40% of participants answer that they know what is the asynchronous online learning. Yes, so very interesting, data, right? And now to get the data, I also give them just the following question about the attitude towards synchronous online learning. And you can see here we have the 5 column, from the strongly disagree to the disagree, not sure, agree, and strongly agree. And now let's discover something is very relating to the attitude of the participant towards synchronous online learning. The first point I would like to share with you is that so 65% and 25% of the participants agree that synchronous modes provide face-to-face interaction with teacher more easily. Yes, so they see the benefits of the synchronous online learning. And the second point in this here where I asked them, so the agree or disagree with this idea. The synchronous modes require simultaneous answer to have improved reaction ability. And you see also we have the 25% already disagree with this idea. And just alright, so 70% agree with this idea because they think that okay, they because synchronous require give answer immediately. And they sometimes they have the 5% of students are not sure about so how these modes can help them improve reaction ability. And the third point in this table, they said it is that the synchronous mode help avoid miscommunication. Okay, so here we have from just a 5% of participants strongly disagree, and here just a 45% strongly agree. And here we have the three other points in this table. The first mention about the I think that's disadvantages of the synchronous online learning. The first one, that is the point number 4. Let the synchronous mode encounter technical problem with internet connection. And you see 80% of learner and participant of these studies agree that is they have the technical problem with internet connection. And also about the synchronous mode, I asked them to make you more nervous because of reacting quickly. All right, and then we also have the 55% of participants agree. Yes, and the last one, sometimes make you less attention to the lesson. And here we have the 55% student. Okay, 55% of learner participant choose this idea. That means strong agree or strongly agree and agree with this idea. And I also asked them a question about their participant in synchronous session. And with the question, do you actively participate in synchronous lesson? And you see here we have the 55% student choose yes, and 45% student choose no. All right, and so it's also right. It's very interesting the data because when you see here that they choose the when they sometimes due to some problem of their problem, say they can't actively participate in synchronous lesson. All right, and now move to the attitude of the student of the participant towards asynchronous online learning. All right. And you see it's a 40% participants don't answer that they don't know asynchronous online learning modes. And for this idea, they answer that the first one, the asynchronous mode, was no time bound, no place bound, and they can reflect by written responses. And here we have the 70% choose this idea. And also the second one, allow time to think, consider, and analyze the lesson content. All right. And also we have the 48% choose this one. But yeah, on the other hand, we have the 30% don't not agree with this idea because they think that because asynchronous allow them to think, consider, and analyze the lesson content. And for the third one, yeah, you see here the 55%, okay, not sure about this idea. I asked them to give the attitude about asynchronous mode, what mean it helps improve self-study ability and a new identity as an online learner. And you see, just only 25% agree. And almost students, yeah, most of students or most of participants choose the not sure. All right. And for the point 4 of this table, the asynchronous mode quite difficult to use because of not being familiar with this mode. All right. And here the most of students choose this one. And not effective without detailed instruction from teacher. And also we have the very high percentage, yeah, choose this one. And especially in the last point, 87% choose this one. In the asynchronous mode, yeah, they are unable to access learning management system because of overwhelming internet connection. All right. And now move to I move to the time and frequency for asynchronous e-learning because I want to know how many times or how often or when the participant or my student watch the lesson video before the class. Okay, so the first question, yes, and you see 40% students choose that they just only watch the lesson video 2 days before the class. All right. 20% choose a day before the class, and just only 25% choose as soon as the video uploaded. They watch the lesson video as soon as the video uploaded. And here we have 15% choose at night before the class. And also, what about the how often? So how many times they watch the lesson video? All right. So 62% choose the once a week. All right, 28% choose twice a week, and here we have only 9% choose many times, and only 1% choose whenever I like. Yeah. And I also, in my questionnaire, I also asked them the question, do you think which modes, that means the asynchronous and synchronous modes, help you learn English better? And you see, yes, and I mentioned in my abstract that means the 65% of the participants of this study choose that mean they asynchronous e-learning help them learn English better. And just only 20% choose the asynchronous e-learning. And okay, and also the third choice, that means the 15% of participants choose the combine two of them. And also in my questionnaire, because we have the open and closed ended question, so I ask them to give their wishes about online learning. So here, because limited of time, I just give you the some wishes of students. The first one, yeah, I prefer learning with my teacher because I can recognize my mistake easily. And for another one, for speaking skill, I think interaction with teacher and friends are the most important. And yes, and another yes, idea or maybe opinion of student is, I would like to hear the guidelines from teacher directly as I am in a real offline classroom. All right. So here on the left, I give the some the student wishes about online learning, and they often favor about the synchronous online learning because they think that learning or maybe working with the teacher so help them a lot in language learning. Okay, and on the other side, I also choose the wishes of the student about the asynchronous learning. The first one, I want the direct instruction at the beginning of the course and also technical support. And here another ideas. I wish more useful activities on LMS so that push me to study harder. Yeah, I feel the repetition of the input makes us get bored. And the last one, I want both of them because each own had benefits that help me improve my language skill. All right. So here the intermediate, the blue one, the blue color have the think about the wishes about the synchronous learning, and here maybe the yellow one is about the wishes of student about the asynchronous online learning. Okay. And so from the data, I came to the following conclusions. Yes, the first one, both synchronous and asynchronous online learning have impacts on student relatively. And most of students, yes, and I mentioned before that 65% of participants favor synchronous most. This reflects a psychological sense of loss of not being able to talk to or see the teacher and a wish to interact directly as they used to in their traditional classroom. And the third conclusion is students are not getting used to asynchronous online learning modes, lack of self-study ability, so they find it difficult to follow. And especially I want to mention here just through maybe the data from my research, we see that student awareness of their new identity of online learners has not yet developed. And the last one, technical issues relating to internet connection due to the insufficient bandwidth. Yeah, it's last but not least. It's a technical problem. It's always okay, so maybe big problem for the participant in when they learn online. Okay, and so now move to the summary recommendation from the some conclusion. And you see, I quote the idea from Swan in 2002, right? And three main factors that contribute significantly to the success of online courses. The first one, a clear and consistent course structure, an instructor who interact frequently and constructively with students, and a value and dynamic discussion. All right. And prior to become an effective online participatory learner, students need assistance learning how to first use technology involved in managing their online courses experiences. Two, navigate course material and engage in appropriate communication with other participants. Yes, so here my recommendation. So first, regarding students, they should be trained how to use technological tools in different ways, assess course materials, and participate actively in both two modes. That means both synchronous and asynchronous modes. And moreover, okay, I think it's a very essential and it's a very so crucial, or maybe to raise the student awareness about their role as online learner and encourage them to engage in active learning on both modes of online learning. And regarding teacher and university support staff, I think that they should work together to transform into designer of online courses and share their experiences in the scholarly manner. All right, I think this is so important because as you see on my data, some students show or maybe express their idea about how That means the repetition of some inputs on the asynchronous mode. And the last recommendation, yes, of course, the combination. That means the synchronous mode should be scaffolded over the asynchronous mode for deep learning. And a combination of both can work in an ideal manner for teaching language. And teacher, I think, need a careful plan of when to use which mode. Is so important for the teacher. And so because we want to student better and better in the language learning, so here are my recommendation. And for the last, I think I think that with the growth of e-learning in the future, that means it has been called maybe in-depth study focused on not only student motivation and learning satisfaction in alliance with actual course learning outcome, but also the teacher perception about virtual online learning, especially when technology more and more advanced. So maybe the integrating progress in technology into education continue to open up new possibility to support students learning more efficiently in virtual environment. So that the end of my presentation today. So thank you so much for listening. All right.
Thank you, Thao, for your great presentation. So we have collected some questions for you. The first one from Fasis. What percentage of students have access to technology and equipment for synchronous learning?
Yes, so I see that is the question from Fasif, right?
Yep.
What percentage of students have access to technology? You know that in my university, all students have to live in the big city, and they are from the different maybe parts of the northeast, maybe remote areas. So the connection with the internet is not always maybe the available, and say sometime you know that you asked me about the percentage to technology. You know that is the requirement of our university, because before the class they need to watch the lesson video. Yes, and they own the thing we do. That means we ask students to log in our learning management system. So they have to, but you know, as I mentioned in my presentation, the percentage of students just accept to my LMS is not high, because they say that we got some technical problem. And especially for the LMS, we just use the Moodle platform, so we can maybe so always available for whole student with the big numbers. All right.
Thank you, Thao. So Fasik, how you feel? Does it satisfy you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you,
I
Fasik.
just was wondering because generally I found that the students have lack the equipment. Even in Australia, some of them lack equipment, Riverside, and also bandwidth is another big problem. That connection. But
yes,
generally, students I find that they use just mobile phone and they do everything on mobile phone. Is that true in Vietnam?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Right. Yeah. Some students, some of my students, comment that they don't have computer. So sometimes when they want to search or maybe the document or any another like maybe materials from internet, so they find difficult to find or maybe to search or to do some maybe some assignment or exercise. Okay, and to upload. Right.
Another question from Manivang. Do students and teachers get support from online learning?
Okay, thank you so much for this question from the Manivang. Actually, yes, our university just apply, or that means implemented LMS since the 2017. It's not a long time, so we are trying to do the best. Yeah, so give the support to the not just only teachers, also students. right? And you see, I think that when, as I mentioned in my recommendation, I recommend about the so teacher need to maybe like the training and maybe give the some practices how to maybe arrange or maybe some the activities on the LMS, so help the student get the material and also the other thing, so
Thank
help
you.
them.
Thank you, Speaker Thao Tran. I think time's up now. For any further question for our speaker, please you can send her via her email on the screen.
Okay, yes, I see. Yes, some the question or maybe some comments. So yes, okay, I will maybe contact you if you have any question. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Thao. On behalf of VIC 2021, so we wish you all the best and the meaningful rest of our virtual conventions. So congratulations on